want to ask a hard question this morning. Maybe some of you have thought about this, maybe some of you have not. Where does sickness come from? Even more specifically, where did COVID come from, COVID-19? I want you to consider 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 13. If I shut up the heavens so that there is no rain. Well, who is speaking in this passage? It's very clear. He's talking about shutting up the heavens. Who has the power to do that? Who has the ability to restrict rain? It's only one, it's God. So God says, if I shut up the heavens and there is no rain, or if I command the locust to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people. Who would be sending pestilence among his people? Well, this too is God. It's God. This is a pattern that's firmly established in Scripture. Don't look these all up now, but you could later. Deuteronomy 28:61, same idea. 2 Chronicles 21:15. Revelation's full of it as we see the judgment of God coming down. Revelation 2:23. You have 6:8, 11:6, 18:8, and so forth. Many passages that explicitly say that God sends pestilence. Sickness and death entered into the world as a result of man's sin, and God uses them for his purposes. And one thing is clear when we look at these passages that I just gave you, saying that God sends pestilence. He's not scared to take responsibility for it. And so he says, if I send pestilence among my people, and now what follows is a verse that you're familiar with. We usually don't lead with verse 13. We usually go right to verse 14. 14 says, and my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Then I will hear from heaven, will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. God sends pestilence to accomplish his purposes. God's purposes are that his people would humble themselves. God's purposes are that his people would be a praying people. God's purposes are that his people would seek his face. God's purposes are that his people would turn from their wicked ways. And then it says that God will hear from heaven. And then it says that God will forgive their sin. And then it says that God will bring about healing in their land.